Peace and blessings, family. Majesty Ocean here. Brings me so much excitement to be able to share another episode of Majesty Speaks with you all today. I have been going through the biggest transition of my life, and I'm going to take you inside of some of the things that I've been experiencing. So I'm entering into my 28th solar return this Friday, and it definitely feels like a Saturn return. I'm actually really excited to really just step into more of the embodiment of who the Creator has called me to be when it comes to offerings, visions, business ventures, all the beautiful things, right? But in order to step into that, there has been so much shedding that has been happening within work environments, relationships, even my home situation. Like, everything has been transforming in so many ways, and I know that this is truly preparing me for all of the beautiful and expansive things that are to come. So just a little bit about me. My name is Majesty Ocean. I am a Kemetic Priestess walking the path of MAAT. I have been going down this path for about 7 years now that has allowed so much beautiful transformation to occur within my life, specifically using the modality of fasting. That has really allowed me to connect closer to my womb, to my spirit, to who I am as a creatress. And this is really working with the elements, right? Using a lot of the yerbas, the earth, the water, to allow for the detoxification within the body as well as the mind, so that you can connect deeper to yourself, to your womb, which is really what I've been understanding is the power of the womb. There's so much beautiful wisdom and teachings that the womb offers, and a lot of these things we have not been taught, right? A lot of these things, teachings, have been really wiped away, not shared with any of the women, which has really allowed us to be disconnected from ourselves and our bodies and truly our sovereignty. So my path has really been connecting back to the womb, to the ways of the earth, connecting to Pachamama and all of the beautiful elements of Neteru to allow us to connect back to our spirits. And my journey with fasting really began about 7 years ago when I was introduced to my mentor, Queen Ofuo, who really discusses about the Kemetic principles and working with the elements. So when we think about Kemet, this was one of the civilizations, one of the first civilizations that occurred in the sacred lands of Alkebulan, also known as Africa. So Kemet, also known as Egypt, holds very sacred wisdom when it comes to connecting with the earth, but also with the cosmos and the stars. So when we are connecting back to this modality of fasting, we're detoxing from all of these third dimensional things that we come into contact with pretty frequently that disconnects us from all of these other realms. So these fasts really are moments of devotion to yourself and to your intention. Whether it's something that you want to physically heal from, spiritually heal from, or if there's something that you want to create within your life, fasting is a beautiful way to set that intention and to have the devotion to seek guidance from spirit on your path. This has been a modality that I have worked with that has brought me a lot of clarity, a lot of guidance, and a lot of inner authority. So within these fasts, you're going through a liquid cleanse. So usually they can be 72 hours. As I've been deeply committed to this practice, I usually go between 5 to 7 days of only consuming liquids. So that's like watermelon juice, coconut water, green juice, drinking a lot of hierbas, a lot of teas like chamomile, working a lot with blue lotus, which is a beautiful ancient Kemetic herb that is also an aphrodisiac that was used during ceremony to celebrate. So using this herb during sunset is also super, super powerful. Also parsley, which has chlorophyll, allows for the detoxification within the body as well. Also using enemas during your process to allow for more of the detoxification as you are going through your cleanse. So as I've worked with this modality of fasting, the main thing that I feel like I have taken away is being able to be devoted to yourself, being devoted to your path, and having the inner authority within you to make righteous choices. Everything is a choice, and it's really about creating that discipline truly to make the conscious and right actions. And this has really allowed me to take accountability and authority for the things that I have created in my life, especially when it comes to relationships. I really understood this cutting the ties from a 5-year relationship and having to take authority for continuing to accept the behavior of another person that I no longer wanted to experience anymore. And that's what this modality does. It allows you to awaken to your own inner power, to your self-worth, and to what it is that you truly deserve in this lifetime. And this goes for all of your relationships, romantic relationships, work environments, even your environment in itself and where it is that you lay your head to rest. All these things are a reflection of us, of what we experience internally. And the more that we begin to dive into ourselves and heal certain aspects, certain traumas, we begin to reflect a more beautiful environment, more beautiful and harmonious relationships, and most importantly, a deeper connection to yourself and to spirit, to God, to creator, to creators, to however you want to express, right? So this is what these healing practices do. It allows you to confront your shadows. No matter how difficult it may be, this is what is necessary in this time and age as we are experiencing a collective shift that is happening all across the globe, right? The beautiful lands of Alkebulan are awakening, and because she is awakening, we are all awakening to the truth of what this beautiful medicine is, of honoring the land, honoring the women, honoring yourself. And I've been working with a lot of different modalities, also working with the beautiful medicine of Washuma, and I'm so grateful for this plant medicine, for this spirit that continues to guide me to my own inner authority, to my strength, to be able to express myself and my truth in this season that I find is so powerful, and is also a reflection of what is happening within the collective. And I want to speak on a topic that is very dear to my heart, that is very vulnerable, super sensitive. This is a path that I have been walking down for a very, very long time, right? And it has to do with sacred sexuality. As a young girl, I experienced sexual abuse, and it was something that I kept to myself until I was maybe about 20 years old, until I entered into my spiritual awakening, stepped into this identity of Majesty Ocean, and really began to share more of my process, of what I experienced as a woman who experienced something like that. And as I continue to go down this healing path, I really began to understand how it began to even reflect in my relationships. And it wasn't until I took that time to go within myself and to disconnect from that relationship for all of this clarity to continue to come through. And as I was going through these detoxes of fasting, I was connecting with the mother tree. And she showed me that in life there are seasons. There are seasons to bloom and there are seasons to shed. And in the midst of those seasons, we have an opportunity to rise and to bloom again. So if there are moments where we're going through a dark season, it is for a reason, because those things are meant to be shed. And they're making space for what is meant for you in your life. So as I continue to understand how we are a reflection in so many different ways, even when I had went through ceremony, I kept hearing todo es un reflejo, right? Everything is a reflection, from your relationships to your environment to all of the things that you begin to experience in your life. And as I continue to dive more into this path, I begin to attract more harmonious relationships, more people who can fully see me in my expression, in my light, in the creatress that I am. But amidst that always comes the contrast and the polarities, and there is a theme that I am continuing to witness within men. And some of these men have taken it upon themselves to create spaces for women when truthfully they do not have the maturity and the capacity to hold women in their vulnerability when it comes to holding these medicine spaces. And I feel, as a righteous woman who is walking the path of a womb keeper, it is my duty to share how important it is for women to have safe spaces to come and heal in their vulnerability without being taken advantage of. And this is honestly a very heavy topic because, we are confiding in our leaders, in our medicine men, to hold us in our transitions and to share these ancestral ways in a righteous way. And it is important for us as women to step up as leaders as well, and to speak our truth and to share that there are certain behaviors that should not be accepted when it comes to creating these spaces, these healing spaces. But this, I've realized, is a part of the medicine, is understanding this sacred sexuality, understanding where this energy comes from, what it means, and how we can really use it to create this new world that we're all envisioning. When I think about this energy, I think about creation. This is the portal that we come through from the spirit realm to the earth realm. We come through this sacred portal of the Yoni, right? And she is to be honored and respected. And she is calling for us to remember in her beauty, in her sacred wisdom. And as I've been in deep prayer and ceremony, that was the main takeaway that I received, is that she is the portal. She is not only connected to the earth planes, but we are connected to the entire cosmos. We have the ability to really bring forth new life in a new way through conscious contraception and through sacred union, which is so beautiful to be able to walk down this path and to honor what this beautiful energy really means, and I've had many difficult experiences, from dealing with sexual abuse to infidelity and, experiencing, my partner seeking prostitution, and, there's just a lot of dark things that are happening within this space of sex. And it's very important for us to really honor this energy, to use it to create visions, businesses, life, most importantly, when we are ready to really uphold the the initiation to be a righteous mother and father on this divine planet. And yeah, it's been a beautiful journey, and I'm continuing to share these beautiful teachings of womb wisdom with all of my sisters. And as I have been initiated into being a body worker, I have, not taken this work lightly. I know it is a big responsibility, and I feel like all of the things that I have experienced in my life, all of the traumatic things that I have also experienced within my own womb has allowed me to understand the importance in tending to our wombs in such an intimate and sacred way. And when I went to Guatemala and really immersed myself in the culture with the maestras who carry these indigenous teachings of the womb, and to be able to understand the power that we have as women to be vessels, to support each other in our healing, is so powerful. And I've had a lot of women who have experienced such powerful transformation from just being touched intentionally in these ways, connecting back to our wombs and tending to her, listening to her, supporting her, because she has so much to share. She holds memories. She has so much wisdom, so many stories, so much things from other lifetimes that are ready to be expressed through us in this lifetime. And yeah, it's an honor to continue to share these practices in these ways. And I will continue to do my due diligence before sharing any resources or any spaces that I do not fully trust before I share them with my community and with my sisters. And I will continue to share all the beautiful modalities that continue to allow us to connect back to our womb space, to ourselves. And yeah, I'm excited to continue to share more offerings. And for any of my sisters who feel the need to be supported through hands-on touch, I do offer one-on-one sessions working with the modality of my abdominal massage. So we're really working with the womb, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus, allowing us to connect back to our expression, to our willpower, to the embodiment of who we are as divine feminine expressions. So I also guide through the modality of fasting, which is also really beautiful to dive into, so that you can continue to connect back to your own internal guidance, to your own medicine. And that is something that I feel like is super needed in the spiritual community. I feel oftentimes people are seeking outside of themselves for the medicine when truly it is inside of you. And I feel like as healers, as leaders, we have to continue to remind each other that the medicine is within you, and we are only reflections and vessels to guide you to finding that within yourself. So yes, there are so many beautiful ways that we can continue to honor ourselves and respect ourselves. I continue to walk down this path of celibacy and honoring my womb, really preparing myself to come into relationship with my divine masculine counterpart that is going to righteously co-create this new world that us as leaders are here to build. Is truly such an honor to really just feel into the beauty of the magnetism that we have as women to create all the beautiful things that we truly desire in all aspects of our lives, in our relationships, in our work, in our creations, and all these things that we deserve. They are inside of us. So yes, family, thank you so much for tuning in. I am so excited for this new season, for all the beautiful things that are to come. It's an honor to continue to walk this beautiful path of the ancestral ways that continue to align us back to the essence of who we are as divine creators. Sending you all so much love. Let me know what you think about this video. Leave any thoughts, any comments. anything you would like me to share on the next video. Sending you all so much love, and I'll catch you next time.